Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
We have some new details now about the death of Tyre Sampson. He was killed after falling off the Orlando FreeFall Ride last month. A new report says the teen was sitting in a seat that had been manually adjusted, and that made it unsafe. It says that provided a false safety indication when Sampson was actually not secured in the seat.
The report confirmed that manual adjustments had been made to the sensor for the seat in question that allowed the harness to restrained opening to be almost double that of the normal restraint opening range.
State inspectors say ride operators do have a responsibility to let them know if those manual changes have occurred. Investigators have not yet said if they were notified. An attorney for the Orlando Slingshot Group, which owns the FreeFall Ride, just sent us a statement saying, in part, quote, all protocols, procedures, and safety measures provided to us by the manufacturer of the ride were followed. The report suggests a full review of the ride's design, which, of course, we welcome. Michael Haggard, who's an attorney for the Sampson family, is joining us live this morning to talk more about these findings. First of all, thank you for being here. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Have you had a chance to talk to Tyre's family since these new findings have come out?
We have, and although our inspection showed the same thing and we talked to the family about that, it was particularly alarming to hear it from the Commissioner of Agriculture for the family, to see it in a state report that these seats were actually manipulated against the manufacturer's recommendations, contrary to what Slingshot's attorney just said.
What has the family said, sort of all along about this investigation and wanting to know what exactly happened?
The real mission of the family is to make sure that this never happens again. And that really extends not only to what Slingshot, the operator, did, but also the manufacturer. Why design a ride like this that has so many risks, yet only one safety measure at all, which was the harness, which this was clearly a ride that needed layers of protection because it is so dangerous from the design itself.
Were you yourself shocked to hear that the seats 1 and 2 had been sort of manipulated and changed?
I wasn't shocked yesterday because we had inspected it several weeks ago with our experts and saw the same thing. But, the more times you see it and you just see that the state of Florida sees a business that manipulated, changed seats in a ride that goes 430 feet in the air, where someone over 287 pounds cannot be on the ride. And of course, Tyre was over that weight and was allowed on the ride. It just shocks your conscience that a company would do this with such a dangerous ride such as this.
How do you see yourself proceeding legally?
Well, a lawsuit will be filed in the next couple of weeks. I can tell you, people ask me, why haven't we filed yet? Every single day we get new calls from new witnesses, not only who rode the ride that night, but who have ridden similar fun time rides around the country and trying to iron out all the defendants. You have some foreign defendants here from Austria and Germany that are going to have to be brought into the case as well. And we just want to get to the bottom of it so that this never happens again. And hopefully we can change the law.
Do you believe that the ride should be shut down permanently, or that changes can be made to make it safe? What are your thoughts there?
This ride is unique. It's the tallest in the country. It tilts forward at the top, which no other ride does. It only has one safety device. So as it currently is operated, it can never be used again, in our opinion. I'm not even sure with other safety devices that we should have a ride that does all the things that this one does. It's similar ride in Dollywood in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, doesn't tilt forward and has other seat belts on there that this ride didn't. So before this is ever used, I think a lot of caution needs to be employed.
Well, I think that state lawmakers are looking at maybe making some tweaks or changes to state law that could prevent this from happening again. Do you see that as being helpful?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it needs to not only be state lawmakers. I think this needs to be federal. I think the CPSC should be involved, and there should be congressional action, because this happened obviously in Orlando, but this could happen anywhere in the country, and no parent should ever get this call again. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, it's just one of these stories that I think we're all having a hard time wrapping our heads around. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Take care.